Hey guys, MaxLPQueen here, and welcome to my Broken Prison run-through. So I've been saying this in a couple of other run-throughs that I've been doing. I went through one day and I did all the quest lines that were over on the right side of the screen there, and I got a good friend who decided to help me out. A big ol' 2 thumbs up to this person here. Decided, hey, I'm gonna run you through all these dungeons that you haven't finished yet and help you finish the quest lines. So I'm gonna basically carry you through all the dungeons. And I was like, yes, finally, someone who is being absolutely the best person ever and is gonna help me run through all these dungeons. So I went through all of them, and now we are running through the Broken Prison. So I'm going to be showing you my run through of the Broken Prison. Oh yes, the Broken Prison. Basically my nemesis. Because if you have been a subscriber to the channel for a long time, then you will know that I have ran through the Broken Prison before. This is not my first run through of the Broken Prison. It's actually my second, if we're being a little bit truthful here, because I ran through it one time before, a long time ago, back in a year far, far away, on my Archer. Yeah, that's how long ago it was, because I don't even play an Archer anymore. I don't even have any Archers, because I do not like the Archer class. I'm sorry for those who like the Archer class, but I don't like it. So, that's how long it's been since I've ran through this dungeon. I ran through it on my Archer. And actually, in the last boss, on my Archer, during the run-through, all you can see is me dead on the floor, while everybody else is defeating the boss. That's how bad it was, and how I didn't know what I was doing. And I still don't know what I'm doing, and I probably never will. But I wanted to run through it with you guys because, one, I don't care, okay? If you see me die, I die, okay? It's not going to be a perfect run through like probably everybody else does, because I don't know the dungeon, and you're not going to know the dungeon when you go through it for the first time either. You can read through the mechanics all you want, but in my opinion, until you actually do the dungeon yourself, you're not going to know what you're doing. And for me, even when I read through the mechanics, I still have no idea how to run the dungeon. So what I'm going to do is I could try to explain some of the mechanics on the website, and I probably will do that a little bit. But I'm going to probably try to link the Essential Mana website in the description if you want to go through and check out the mechanics for the dungeon and read through them yourself, so you can actually see me running through the dungeon but read through the mechanics. So you know, you can be one of those people who's like, hey, you didn't do this right because you didn't do this. Well, of course, because I didn't read through the mechanics. I had someone to carry me through the dungeon, which I totally appreciate. So, we're at the first boss here, and also I did want to say as well, if it does sound a bit weird, I don't know how to fix it, honestly. If you know how to fix it, please let me know. But I couldn't figure it out, so this is what we got to work with, basically. So, I think with this dungeon though, the second boss, I did actually figure out. I'm pretty sure I've got the second boss down. This first boss here, if you've ran through Cultist Refuge, the final boss in Cultist Refuge, well, the second to the final boss. Not the bonus boss, but the one you fight and then the dungeon is over, but then you can go and do another boss if you want. That guy. You know what I'm talking about if you run through Cultist Refuge. It's a lower level dungeon, super easy. But this boss here is basically the same thing, except he's just harder because we're in the end game now. We're not leveling or anything like that. So if you know those mechanics from that, basically apply that to him. And there you go. I mean, I think that's pretty simple. Because he still does some of the same mechanics that the other guy does in the Cultist Refuge. And also, these things in general pretty much have all the same mechanics and the same attacks. You can even fight them, I believe, on the Island of Dawn, and they do some of the same things. So, not too difficult there. So, You know what? I think I could help a little bit. There's some special mechanics that they have on here for him, but I don't know. Let's see. I don't know if they really will matter, to be honest, because, like I said, I mean, I've said this in another run through that I did, but I can read through the mechanics for you, which is literally like paragraphs of basic things that they're saying on the screen to do. But in the end, is it really going to matter? Because if I'm reading through where it says, like, for example, a basic attack. A primary aggro strikes the person with aggro twice with its snake arms and delivers a third blow. This isn't much of a threat, but if the tank takes hits from this consistently, it becomes a burden for healers to keep up. So, like, I can say that, but if you're not seeing it on screen, are you really going to know what's going on? Because, I mean, I'm not playing through as a tank. I'm playing through as a DPS. So I can read through that stuff, I guess, but in the end, you know, you gotta see it for yourself, and if I'm not able to do it at the right time, then you're not gonna know what to do. One thing I'm trying to figure out, though, is is that little chess piece looking thing on the screen. I don't think they have anything about that on here. I'm not seeing I'm not seeing one. They've got stuff about the puddles on the ground, but I'm not seeing anything about that piece there. So if you see it and you read through it, then that should help you out. I didn't know. I just avoided it, to be honest, myself, because I didn't know what it was, so I just decided to avoid it. But that's the first boss, you know him. That's the first one. But now we're going to move on to the second one. And this one here, I think I pretty much had down. I knew what I was doing on that one. Because it's pretty easy to figure out. He has a meter, a joy meter, that he has during the whole time. It's gonna start at 50%, and then you have to maintain it around 50, like as much as possible. You don't want him to be too happy or too angry, so you have to help him control like his mood or whatever. If he goes above 50, the gauge is going to increase by 1 every 2 seconds, and then below 50, it will decrease by 1 every 2 seconds. So it's he's gonna have like these donut thingies and circles and pizzas, you know, the standard mechanic things that he's gonna do on the ground. He'll have one of the three attack patterns, and he says, "Hey, I'll be joyful if you get hit by this." So if you gotta read your gauge, basically your happiness gauge or his joy meter, whatever you want to call it. You basically have to read that, is what I'm trying to say, because you can see right now we've got him pretty high up. So for us, I think if he says, "I will be joyful if you get hit by this," you don't want to get hit by it if your gauge is up high, because that's going to lower his joy down lower, which is what you want. You want to keep it around the middle. So if he says, "I will be joyful if you get hit by this," and he's right there, then maybe 1 or 2 people can get hit by it and it'll be okay. His meter will go up just a little bit. Now if he says, so see, I took the hit there, and I think a couple other people did too, because we want his meter to go up, since it's getting a little too low. And we want to keep it around in the center, so we decided to get hit by it. And it says 1 person safe zone there to the 1 person safe zone, so make sure you get into the safe zone. Okay, pretty simple. Little star thingy, little circle on the ground. Just get inside there to avoid the attack. But you can see now his joy meter is going up, and it's steadily increasing. And he says, "I'm going to get joyful if you get hit by this." So I'm not going to get hit by it. We're going to avoid it because we want his joy to go down. And it went down by a lot because I don't think anybody got hit by that. That's pretty much the main mechanics that you want to worry about with this boss. You want his joy meter to stay around the center. Pretty simple. While still attacking at the same time. I think that's pretty much it, honestly. He's gonna during the entire fight, if you maintain the gauge between 15 to 85, you're gonna unlock an achievement called Total Killjoy. So if you manage to keep the gauge, his little joy meter, between 15 and 85, you're gonna get that achievement, which honestly you can see we didn't do, so we're not gonna get the achievement, but that's the achievement that you can do to get yourself a little thing there for completing the dungeon and keeping his joy in between the different things. So he says he'll be joyful if you get hit by it. So I mean, I wanted him to get hit by it because I thought his joy meter was a little low myself personally. So I think that's pretty much it, honestly. He has some special things that he's gonna do. Like he's gonna put those little orange things on the ground that you need to definitely avoid, of course. And then he has his basic attacks that he does, like his spread bomb, his claw slam, and his claw and body slam. And then he has like a barrage of different slams that he does at the same time. And then the purple breath thingy that he does too, where he's gonna target one person saying, "Have a glimpse of despair." And then he's going to spit that purple breath at the target, and then follow it with a body slam. It can silence. The breath inflicts silence, which means you can't use skills for 2 seconds, and the body slam inflicts a stun, which obviously you can't. You're going to be stunned. So that's pretty much it, I think, for him. He's not too difficult in my opinion. I think this one should have been probably the first boss because he was pretty easy. He was actually, for me, he was easier than the first boss. If you kind of know what you're doing. He's pretty simple. And that's going to leave us to the third boss, which is going to be the last one. Balbados? I don't know. Clearly have no idea how to pronounce anything in this game. If you haven't figured that out by now. Here is my worst nightmare, basically. He has so many freaking mechanics and things that you have to do for this boss that it drives me crazy. That's why I clearly don't care. I really do not care to learn the mechanics for this boss because, it's annoying. So I thought I would read through them for you. So this one is similar to Timescape, to Yana. His color things in the Timescape hard mode, if you played through that one. So he has these portals that he's going to look up or whatever, or move around the screen that'll help you out in this dungeon and learning how to do things. I don't know. I don't even know how to do Timescape. That is super confusing to me. So if people know how to do the dungeon, you're pretty okay, which is good for me because these people, most of them know what they're doing, so they're definitely going to, wow, I love that. I love that my mouse literally just quit working, like right now. That's another thing that I should probably talk about, or maybe not, I don't know. The fact that I have literally everything that I have is breaking. Just about everything I have is breaking. Like, I can't understand why. I really can't understand why. But it's all at once too, which is getting on my nerves because everything is all at once just breaking. I think we should be okay though, because I think I have a button that I use for stopping my recordings. So even if I can't get it to work by the time the dungeon's over with, I should be able to stop the recording. If not, you know, then I'm gonna sit here and record all day. Oh, wait a second. Are we working? No, we're not working still? Nice. Yeah, it's just been all at once. Like, my microphone quit working a little bit. Like, if you touch it at all, the back cable in there. Ugh, that cable gets on my nerves. If you touch the cable at all, the mic will stop working, which actually happened to me in one of my recordings that I did. I went to go let my cat in, and she jumped up on the desk right as I let her in, and she turned off my mic because she just touched the wire just like a tiny bit in the back, and I was sitting there talking to absolutely no one because, well, yeah, because I didn't have a microphone on, and I have to move the whatchamacallit, I had to move the cord around so that I would be able to get my microphone to keep working. So that's a thing. And then my mouse all of a sudden stopped working as well. It's got like the little cord where you plug it in at. No, not the cord where you plug it in. The little connector wire that connects to the mouse is coming out, so you can see all the wires. It kind of works sometimes, and it kind of doesn't. Like, it'll turn off, and then it'll turn itself back on. So, like, the mouse will stutter some and, like, lag. And I thought it was my computer at first, but it turns out it was just my mouse. So, now it's just decided to quit completely, which is pretty annoying because now I'm at a point where I can't read through the little thingy, the guide thing that's on Essential Mana, because I can't click over to the you know, the internet thing. I can't click over to the internet and go read through what it says. All I'm seeing is it says green portals spinning around the map, and then there's a purple portal as well, and I think there's an orange one too. Honestly, I never really understood this dungeon. I think that the portals will continue to rotate, and then when they stop rotating, they're gonna throw out that green stuff that you see on the ground, or everybody basically will have to, like, I think it was gathered together behind the tank. At one point, I think the tank did, like, his apex thing to protect us all from that attack. That could be helpful. But they let those, you let those little nasty things on the ground there form. They'll form from, from something. And you want to face them a certain direction, I believe. Yeah, you want to get on one of them with your AoE to, I guess, destroy them. So that they're not going to throw out any more of that poison. From what I can understand. And then you're going to want to keep some, of course, because they're going to be helping you and they're going to protect you if you get behind them. But apparently that didn't protect me. I don't get why it didn't protect me. Pretty weird there. But either way, I end up dying. So it's kind of like I'm having like flashbacks right now to when I played through this dungeon on my archer, because everybody's going through and continuing to beat the boss in the dungeon, and I'm just laying here dead like I was on my archer, and I'm just, I'm upset about it because there's nothing I can do. I used all of my free reses or whatever, but luckily the priest decided to res me up, which is good, because honestly, I mean, I'm not very much help. I'm trying to be some help. I'm trying to do some DPS, but I keep hitting those puddles there, and I keep getting hit with all kinds of stuff and not helping out as much as I should have. But hey, I'm trying, okay? I'm trying. You can see I'm using as much power as I possibly can to try to defeat this guy. Also, they have some little purple things that go on the ground as well, as you can see there. Again, don't know what those things are, but if you read through the Essential Mana guide, it should tell you everything about that. And hey, I would have read through it with you, honestly. I would have read through it right now and kind of helped you out some. But the stupid mouse quit working at the most annoying time ever. Sorry about that. You know what? Not gonna frustrate myself. Just gonna take a deep breath. We did it. We got through there, okay? We got through it. So we're good. But that's it. That's the Broken Prison Dungeon. If you got through that, thank you for getting through it. You know what? If you can get through it, good on you. That's gonna be it for me. I'm gonna leave it off here. Don't want to string you along any further with my angriness. I'm gonna try to fix everything that's broken, basically. But that's the run through of the broken prison. Hope you enjoyed me dying a lot, and hopefully you got some useful information from it. Hopefully. I'll see you in the next one.